Good day. This is the winning margin where margins are built, not found. I'm Monica McCoy, political strategist, and boy, do I have a lot for you today. We had 5 states vote last night, so we're going to go and do a deep breakdown of what happened in each of those states because, quite frankly, it was a mixed bag. So let's look at what happened last night. We saw grassroots energy versus concentrated money. That's grassroots energy versus concentrated money. The insurgent against the establishment. 5 states ran this experiment simultaneously, and the pattern is the lesson. So we're going to start with the marquee race, which was in Michigan, where the progressive Abdul El-Sayed won the Senate primary. And here's what makes it here's why this really matters. Abdul El-Sayed faced $30 million in opposition spending against his race. That's $30 million that was poured into his race to try and stop him, and it lost. And so the turnout ran far ahead of the last cycle. And what we saw in this race is that the organization built to convert energy into votes, it worked. An organization closed the deal in Michigan. So you may say, oh, okay, I guess that means that money does not matter. That is in fact not the case because we're now going to turn our attention to Missouri. So before you say that money doesn't matter, look at what happened in Missouri last night. The progressive challenger, Cori Bush, tried to win her seat back again, and the established incumbent beat her once again. It's the most expensive primary in the state this year. Same fight, opposite result. The money and the incumbency held. So before anyone says, okay, well, why did it happen this way in Michigan and this way in Missouri? So let's look at what actually separates Michigan from Missouri. It isn't that the money worked in one place and not in the other, because money showed up hard in both of these states. The key difference is what met it. In Michigan, the organization was deep and the turnout was wide enough to overcome all of the money that was thrown at the progressive candidate. In Missouri, it wasn't. And that's the whole lesson of the night in 2 states. As we pivot to Kansas, we see that Kansas set the governor's race for November. Virginia sorted a competitive House district that will help it decide its next majority. Different races, same underlying truth. So here's a through line to carry as we get ready to head into the general election that can shape almost any race. Money can make a contest close. It can fill the airwaves. It can define a candidate before anyone's watching. But what showed up last night across 5 states all at once is that there's one thing that money still reliably cannot buy: people who show up because they believe. Where the organizing was strong and deep, it beat the money. Where it wasn't, the money won. So here's my margin note for you this week. Money sets the terms of the fight, but organizing decides who will win it. Last night proved both halves of that sentence in the same evening. Remember, margins are built. Go build yours. I look forward to seeing you on Friday.